Parliament on Wednesday approved the nomination of Justice Gertrude Torkonoo as the Chief Justice of Ghana. Now, during a debate on the report of the Appointments Committee on her vetting, the Minority Chief Whip, Gavin Sagboja, urged the Chief Justice to outperform the former Chief Justice, Justice Kwesi Enin-Yeboah, because he has left behind a legacy of miscarriage of justices.
Mr. Speaker, but I want to conclude and urge colleagues to support the approval of Justice Torkonoo, simply because I think she's got what it takes to be a Supreme Court judge. And I am hopeful, Mr. Speaker, that she will be a better Chief Justice than the person she's taking over from. Why do I say this, Mr. Speaker? Under the reign of the outgoing Chief Justice, the level of miscarriage of justice in this country reached a crescendo and must never be repeated. And the former Chief Justice must know when he goes home, this miscarriage of justice rests on his chest. But let them understand that they are not God, and they are also interpreting this Constitution. This Constitution makes sense to me. Their rulings must make sense to me.
I regret to observe that my colleague, the Honourable Member, the Chief Whip, made an observation that the immediate past Chief Justice has left behind a miscarriage of justice. I beg to differ. Each judge is responsible for what he writes in his or her name. I encourage anyone who wishes to charge any judge with anything done or not done to take a particular judgment of that person and demonstrate that in his role, in his judgment, he has left or he has visited miscarriage of justice of anyone. Of course, politicians are free to speak one way or the other, and particularly in this chamber, we have the protection of the Constitution to speak freely. But I think it is an unfair criticism.
The Supreme Court is not above the criticisms of the Parliament of Ghana. Indeed, in civilized jurisdictions, and even in Ghana, the Supreme Court or the courts are servants of the legislature. We make the law. They are to interpret the law. That is why we are enjoined not to use language that is ambiguous. When they are interpreting the law, they are supposed to be guided by the words the legislature uses, that members of parliament uses. So nobody should think that freedom of expression is limited only in our bedrooms. In this chamber, we are guaranteed freedom of expression. And that freedom of expression, embedded in it is the potency and ability to critique a judgment if you do not find the judgment pleasant in law and probably in fact. In the Gertrude Torkonoo case, we are told he had expressly renounced the citizenship. Must he be held responsible for those administrative processes and lapses that did not allow him to have a final declaration of it by way of certificate? We leave it to their judgment. But this is what we are saying, that the Supreme Court of Ghana must be minded by the decisions they take, the environment in which they take those decisions. If COVID affected those administrative processes, must he suffer injustice because of it?
The motion is adopted, and the House has accordingly given prior approval to the appointment of the nominee to the position of a Chief Justice.
The leadership of Parliament also had an engagement with the press corps, where the Majority Leader, Osei Mensah Bonsu, revealed that the House would consider the interstate succession law before it goes on recess on 3rd August 2023.
We intend to set the bills and really deal with those of them that are of critical importance. So, for instance, we have the intestate succession bill, which has been with this House for close to 10 years. First time, it came on 2 occasions. It came to be withdrawn, to be cobbled together in a better way, and eventually it didn't come before the elections. President Mills took over and indicated strongly that he wanted to bring the bill back. It came to Parliament and then got withdrawn for some reconsideration. President Mahama's attention was drawn to it and indicated that he was coming to Parliament with it. Unfortunately, it didn't surface. Akufo-Addo, it's come once and then gone off the radar. But I think that now a decision has been taken that the intestate succession bill should come to Parliament for its consideration. And of course, some approval.
Reporting from Parliament, my name is Ni Ayukwe Okine for Citi News.